I believe that, when you are building and when you are taking things to a new level, you cannot do it and stay in your comfort zone. You're going to have to risk some things because risk is a part of the growing process. And so I risked being seen.
Welcome to the Published and Paid podcast, where we share book, business, leadership, and life lessons in 20 minutes or less to help you build a thought leadership brand and business. My name is Jasmine Womack. I'm a former middle school language arts teacher turned seven-figure entrepreneur, and I am glad that you are here. Let's get started.
Like really showing up publicly in new ways, changing my messaging or, making some adjustments to my messaging a bit, having bigger conversations, talking about bigger numbers, like really bringing to the forefront the things that I had been doing behind the scenes in our programs and in our masterminds and bringing it out and putting it out on Front Street for everybody to see. That's where Create Your Own Stage Live came from. So that we held in December. So like a lot of people, they weren't necessarily used to hear me talk about selling from the stage, speaking, hosting events. But the truth of the matter is I have been teaching that in my mastermind for the past 5 years, and my clients have seen amazing success with it. I just chose to put it out on Front Street and be more visible and stop hiding it in my back pocket, right? I also like visibility is always going to feel risky, but hiding costs way more. I Create Your Own Stage Live was absolutely phenomenal, and our attendees got so many breakthrough results. Risk number 2 is that I risked investing big while also building big. Like 2025 was a rebuilding year in my business. And by that, I mean, one of our anchor events that I had held for 4 years, I stopped holding it. And matter of fact, I'll talk about that in number 3. But I risked investing big while building big. Like I invested over $100,000 into my personal growth. I joined an advertising mastermind that was $30,000. I joined a brand elevation mastermind that was like $40,000. That's like 70 right there. I hired a dissertation coach, and I went in on their biggest package that was like $12,000 at the time that I enrolled. I was in a full doctoral program. I feel like I joined the sales mastermind that was $25,000, and then I hired a digital products coach and invested around $4,000 or $5,000. So we're talking like, and this is throughout the whole year, in addition to the work that I was doing on my doctoral program. And so, yes, this meant stretching financially and mentally, like making a 6-figure investment, in totality into my own learning, growth, and development, into my team's learning, growth, and development. It also meant choosing growth while managing pressure, all the pressure that I was feeling, and then I put this on top of it. And then what really meant for me was betting on myself in a season where it would have been easier to play it safe. I literally could have just used my doctorate and my doctoral studies as an excuse for not doing anything. But that wasn't my reason why not. That was the reason why. And I think about the things that I needed. I think about the gaps that I knew that I had. I think about the adjustments that I had to make in this season, dealing with the things that were going on economically and politically. And I absolutely made the best decision. I would do it all over again. Like I learned that sometimes that the greatest act of faith is putting resources behind the woman or behind the man that you're becoming, and not looking at all the reasons why you shouldn't, but looking at all the reasons why you should, looking at all the reasons why you need to, thinking about where you want to be this time next year. And the truth of the matter is I made all of it back, made every single dollar back. Every single dollar. But that's also because I'm the type of person that when I invest in something, I don't let it go to waste. I don't look at all the reasons why I can't do it. It's like, I've spent my money on this. I'm going to make this work. Now, did I do all of the programs at the same time? That was enrolled. I'm still enrolled in them. But what I had to do, I had to literally master time blocking and focusing on different programs at different times. And that's how I got through the curriculums and put them to use in my business. The third risk that I took was that I risked scaling down to scale smarter. Like, I made a decision that might not look the flashiest from the outside, but it was probably one of the boldest things that I've done. And that was to scale down. Like, at the end of 2024, I probably had I probably had between 10 and 12 people in my $30,000 mastermind. But and I have different levels of the mastermind. So this was the mastermind elite. And I was stretched. And I said, you know what? I'm not even selling that this year. I'm going to go in a different direction. And so I started focusing more on my other offers, my premium offers, as opposed to my higher ticketed offers. And I really got crystal clear about the direction that I wanted to take my mastermind elite, my different programs. And I got really clear and honest with myself about the capacity in which I wanted to serve. And so one of the things that I realized this year is, just because you have it and just because you can teach it doesn't mean that you should. You can turn that extra information into digital products. You can turn that additional information into bonuses, to give the people when they work with you or hire you for specific things. So I had to really detach from this whole notion of, oh, I've done this, or I know all of this and I want to help everybody and give them everything. No, you literally can't give everyone everything that you have. It's not even meant to. It's not even meant for you to do that. And so I also took my live event. I had a very high level live event that cost multiple six figures to produce every single year for the past 4 years. And I stopped doing it. And instead, I hosted 2 smaller events instead. So you're talking about the risks that people take. And it's not just, oh, I'm going to take this risk. It was also having to build out brand new events from the ground up. You're talking about messaging, web pages, back end, the content, the curriculum, all of this. These are full blown projects that we're taking on to build out these brand new events and market it and sell it and fill the room. So it was a lot. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it wasn't a lot. It was a lot, but it was necessary.